Hi, I'm John Prasinos, Editor-in-Chief of Marijuana Investing Daily. This is my weekly recap of the major news and trends that affect the marijuana industry and its investors. To make the right investment decisions in the fast-growing marijuana sector, you need to stay informed. Let's start with a state-by-state summary of legalization efforts in the U.S. Minnesota. House Democratic leaders in Minnesota are preparing for another push to legalize marijuana this session, with the sponsor of the House-passed reform bill vowing he will revise the legislation in an attempt to garner GOP support. Mississippi. The House of Representatives in Mississippi approved a bill to legalize medical marijuana. The legislation now heads to the Senate, which already passed it. This legislative action in Mississippi shows that even deep red states in the culturally conservative South are turning toward the normalization of marijuana laws. Missouri, a state lawmaker in the Show Me state, introduced legislation to decriminalize a variety of drugs, including marijuana, psilocybin, LSD, MDMA, and cocaine. The legislation, sponsored by Democratic Representative Peter Meredith, would make low-level possession of these drugs punishable by a maximum $100 fine or participation in a treatment program if approved by a court or both. New York. Democratic Governor Kathy Hochul's new budget plan projects that over the next 6 years, the Empire State will generate more than $1.25 billion in legal marijuana tax revenue. The following chart shows the vast amount of marijuana money at stake in New York. As legal sales begin in states such as New York, New Jersey, and Virginia, the power balance in the marijuana industry will shift from the West Coast to the East. Pennsylvania. A bipartisan group of Pennsylvania senators introduced a bill that would allow medical marijuana patients to cultivate their own plants for personal use. Registered patients who are 21 years of age and older and who have been residents of the state for at least 30 days could grow up to 6 plants in an enclosed and locked space at their residence, according to the text of the bill. Rhode Island. Ocean State Governor Dan McKee, Democrat, released his budget request for the 2023 fiscal year, calling for adult use legalization. Meanwhile, state lawmakers in Rhode Island report that they're separately nearing a deal and enacting the reform. This tiny state boasts a huge marijuana demand. Take a look at the chart. Enacted in 2006, Rhode Island's Medical Marijuana Act permits state residents with debilitating medical conditions to use marijuana if a doctor certifies in writing that the marijuana may alleviate their symptoms and that the potential benefits would likely outweigh the health risks. But the world's biggest marijuana market, it's still California. Research firm New Frontier predicts that California's vast market for cannabis will exceed $6 billion in 2025. See the following chart. Although the East Coast is catching up, California is the big enchilada when it comes to the marijuana market. One reason legalization has unstoppable momentum is the money it puts into government coffers. Cannabis taxes are projected to generate $12 billion for U.S. states by 2030. Think the green rush is over? Not by a long shot. A recent report from Cowen and Company projects that annual marijuana sales will reach $68 billion in 2022 and $100 billion in 2030. See this chart. Cannabis investments confer market-beating potential and they're a must for your portfolio. But the key is finding the right pot stocks. You need to conduct due diligence. Good news is we've done the homework for you. Our team of analysts apply stringent criteria to find the top pot stocks for our readers. Looking for profitable cannabis investments but with less risk? Click the URL at the bottom of the article that accompanies this video on the Investing Daily website. Well, that does it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week with another Weed Report.